ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL Cathedral, the church of Overwatch at the moment, here at the Lucca Comics and Games Convention. My name is Josh, one amongst many Pemberton. I'm joined here by my friend Max, totally futile Berzon. We will be bringing you the English stream here for today, as we are joining the Italian ESL crew in bringing you this wonderful little event.
Yeah, you pronounced my name first time. My surname first time this time. I'm very impressed. He's learning.
I'm learning after
guys.
3 days
well.
I've learned your name.
To be fair, it is a very, very unusual surname that I've never come across, apart from within my own family, of course. But enough about me, although I could talk about me all day. We are here at the Lucca Comics Convention, and as you can see now, we've already got the next set of players coming to the stage. This quarterfinal is going to be Cypher versus Numlocked, and I believe that is Cypher right there with the backwards baseball cap on coming onto the stage. And we should see Numlocked follow shortly. Numlocked, of course, the UK player, currently without a team. But we will, of course, be rooting for him because we're shameless and proud about our own country.
Of course, yeah. We're going to have a tiny little bit of hidden bias here towards Numlocked. No, we really wanted to do well, and Numlocked is a player who I've played with myself, and he is like an incredibly helpful player. He contributes in a big way. He's very, very relaxed. He's very good at helping people play. But the thing is, the one disadvantage he has here is that the players are Italian. So if you are just joining us, you're not quite sure what's happening here. What event is this? It's not on, Wikipedia or anything like that. Well, this is something a little bit different. 8 pro players have been flown out to Lucca, to this wonderful venue here that you're seeing on your screens. It's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. This is mostly used for events, so don't worry about us being smoked down or anything like that. There's no danger of that happening here. But still, 8 pros have been flown out. Flown out. Three from Italy.
Out of
2 of them, well,
so
far,
yeah.
2 of them have been thrown out at the moment because 2 of them have gone out nice and early in the tournament. Still, 3 Italian pros have come out here. So that is Carnifex, who's already through to the semi-final. We have Hal as well, another Italian pro, and we have Minna, the final person from Italy here. Also, we have Numlocked, who's just walking on screen. Cypher, of course, who we just saw before. We have Vonathil as well from Team Fnatic on Lucio. I believe he's also advanced to the semi-final, so he's going up against whoever wins in this matchup. We have Too Easy, who unfortunately just got knocked out. Sad days for him. Commiserations going out a little bit early in the tournament, losing to Carnifex as well for the second time, so that's not going to feel great for him. And last but no means least, Kenzie, the fellow player of Cypher from Anox. Kenzie, of course, a McCree Tracer main mostly, and one of the top tier around the world.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic player. Right back onto this game that we're going into, which is going to be Numlocked versus Cypher. Cypher is, of course, from Belarus, and he is formerly of Team Anox. He is known for being one of the best Genji players in the world, definitely a top 3. But Numlocked is known for being a big Reinhardt player, so this is going to be an interesting matchup, because as we've learned a few times so far this tournament, that Rocket Hammer definitely beats Samurai Sword.
Yeah, absolutely. Knight beats Samurai, guys. That's my stance on that entire nerd debate. Also, you saw on screen there are beautiful Italian casters, Alberto and Eduardo. They've been doing a fantastic job over on the ESL Italy stream, but you will be rejoining us over here on the English casting desk. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, once more. You have to look at my hideous visage for a few minutes longer as we do prepare to get into this game.
It's not hideous.
I do it so Twitch chat can't. That's my defense. Self-depreciation is how I survive it.
Yeah,
anyway.
It's Twitch chat. You could be Brad Pitt and they'd be like, who's this ugly sod?
You're not wrong, but still, we will be getting into this match hopefully very soon. I'm also going to be curious to see what the maps are. This is a best of 3 single elimination format, so that there are the stakes. I believe the maps have also just been picked for these teams. There's generally a variety of map also in each round, so we're not going to see control point in a single best of 3. We usually see like a hybrid, 1 control point map and then one King of the Hill sort of map as well to round it out. Hopefully, I really want to see King of the Hill.
We've got them up now.
Yes,
you switch over to the other screen.
So there are our map picks. Volskaya Industries to start us off. Nepal, which makes me incredibly happy, and King's Row bringing us back to London. If we do go all the way, at least Numlock's on home turf.
Yes, he will be on home turf fighting on King's Row if we do go the distance. Unfortunately, Volskaya Industries, the first in the map pool. Not that it's a terrible map, but it's just a map that is personally not a big favourite of mine. However, I do love all the control maps, and Nepal is possibly my second favourite after Lijiang Tower.
And it looks like we are already loading into Volskaya Industries. Just very quickly, though, I cannot wait to see Cypher on a King of the Hill map. Cypher was one of those players that could basically carry that map 1 versus 6 for a little while. As long as his team can support him in some way, he could really take over on that map style. So we are loading into Volskaya Industries. There will be a little tutorial video just explaining what the map is, because we are at a general sort of games and comics convention. There might be people in the audience who aren't as familiar perhaps as everyone else with Overwatch, so they're just being told, you know, this is what's going down. But let's talk about Volskaya control point in general as well, where the first point can very quickly snowball into a second point capture. But of course, if you don't get that snowball, it can really start to drag out.
Definitely, definitely. The first objective can actually be very, very easy to take. I've been in many games myself where the attacking team have just come thundering through that first choke point, and the defenders have had no chance of slowing them down at all, and they get that first objective. Now, if you're unlucky as the defense, then they can easily snowball that onto the second point. However, if you manage to get entrenched in on that second point, it can be frustratingly difficult to take as the attackers.
So I'm going to be very interested to see what the teams decide to run here, especially Numlocked. He does play a lot of Reinhardt. He did play Reinhardt professionally for Dignitas. He was considered one of the best in the world, but Reinhardt... Yeah, I could see him. But the thing is, he's an attacking Bastion. It could change any second now, unfortunately. That's kind of what I'm expecting with the Bastion pick there. But Numlocked, like I said, known for his Reinhardt, but he does like to bring out the McCree. He's a very solid McCree, actually. He's very good at that hit scan, so he likes to grind on ladder as well. I'm going to give a quick plug to his stream, because it is actually a pretty good one when it's up, because he is on 4G internet.
He streams on 4G.
He does stream on 4G internet, yes, he does. He's known as the 4G warrior. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, we also have Cypher bringing out the Mei. So not running Genji here, but the Mei going to be slowing everything down. And yes, we do have the Bastion on attack. He's actually staying. He's actually going to come out here. We do have 2 barriers as well available for that Bastion. So Numlocked playing on the Winston. Got to help this Bastion get set up here. Damage being shelled out immediately. Goes through the Mei wall. He's actually repositioning, not just deciding to blow through it. Aloe, meanwhile, on the Reaper does manage to just explode the Lucio. Still damage raining through. They're going to be so careful not to get caught in this Bastion sight. He's going to try and advance forward here nice and steadily. He can just try and blow through this Mei wall, really. Bastion's one of the few characters that can actually just blow it down.
Definitely, especially if he wants to pad those damage numbers, and we all know Bastions love to pad the damage numbers, but Numlocked just jumped in.
Numlocked jumping in, getting a huge amount done there. A lot of AoE splash damage. Wasn't able to be finished off there by Cypher. Cypher, though, getting in the middle of the fight here. This is where he wants to be on this main. Now, retreating back safely, spamming those right clicks down. Isolates Marine Beef on that Reinhardt. The Reinhardt have a meeting of the minds, gets slammed down onto the ground, but Cypher's team have a sound barrier up and running already. Lucio doing so much healing that he's provided that big defensive ult. That's a Cactus getting 1 kill for himself on the Bastion. I hear a tank coming. Where is it? Clonk Crank. I'm a tank. Can he explode anyone else? He's trying to get rid of the Zarya. Sorry, they just exploded. Lucio goes down too, but gets slapped. Who knew a tank could sleep?
Wow, that's something I've learned. I never thought I would see a tank go to sleep, but apparently they do need to have a bit of downtime every now and again.
He's on 5 health. He's trying to set up around the corner. He's just steadily getting healed up right now. Coming back around with that Reinhardt. There's the Blizzard killer coming out from Cypher, but there's a Transcendence keeping everyone alive. Cactus now spamming out that damage. He's safely not getting frozen. Numlocked also gets rid of the Ana in the back line. This is anarchy. That Bastion's still alive. That Bastion hasn't gone down. That Bastion has not been removed. Numlocked gets rid of Cypher, just goes and hunts him down. And meanwhile, we also have the Bastion in the little tunnel thing. He's managed to kill Reinhardt. He even got charged, but just blew him apart.
My God, I'm pretty sure that Ana pun was on purpose this time around. You've claimed ignorance on the previous 2.
Did I?
But you just said this is anarchy.
Oh my lord! Oh my lord! I
notice.
didn't even notice. Good.
Wow.
I do it innately now, so I've internalized the puns. At least it wasn't a cool May pun.
Could have been, and it's just too much. You see, the ones that are on purpose, they're not as good.
Exactly. I've just got to let them come out naturally.
Just got to let it happen.
Exactly.
Let it happen.
Exactly.
They have taken the first point. They are now pushing on to the second point. This is where it could all suddenly slow down for them, although they are still sticking with the attacking Bastion. I am loving this.
He's on the platform, actually, so he has to be a bit careful, though. I've spotted out that Cypher already on 50% ultimate charge to swap onto the Genji Breath to deal with the Bastion, but Bastion's slowly but surely rolling his way forward. Numlocked actually coming in to put the barrier down. Bastion's on the platform. He gets 1 kill already, and going down. Can he find even more? He's shelling away damage. No one's stopping him. Numlocked also picking up a ton of kills here. That said, Cypher's coming out with the Dragon Blade. No, Cypher went down immediately to Numlocked. Numlocked just picked him out and killed him. This Bastion strat from Numlocked's team is doing such amazing work.
Absolutely insane. You might even say that there is some good tactics going on here. They've got the Winston for dealing with the Genji, and then the Genji can't even get to the Bastion.
That said, respawns are now starting to come in. 2/3 of the point has been taken. Blackjack staying alive just a little bit longer, but finally gets taken out by the Reaper. Faker Gaming coming in with those Hellfire shotguns, just blowing them apart. Cypher on the point now with the Diva, does get blown out of that mech, has to run away from the Reinhardt. Can't survive it though. Marine Beef almost getting the kill. Yes, Marine Beef brings him down, drops the hammer, stuns someone up, and Cactus is back on the Bastion. The tank rejoins the battle once more and pushing onto the point in overtime with the Bastion there is so very hard. Numlock's team takes the point in 2 minutes 30 seconds.
Wow, absolutely insane from Cactus there at the end, showing you just how much damage that ridiculous turret can do to a tank, and particularly useful for your own Reinhardt if he's being pinned at the time.
Exactly, that Cactus is certainly a prickly character. So you started me off now.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to stop.
I'm going to go, guys. I'll just leave Josh. He can do it. He can do the rest of the cast on his own. I'll go home and watch, but I'm going to mute it because
Lord.
I don't think I can stand that much more of this.
Please don't, guys. I love my Pancraft. I can't stop. Sorry, once I get started and once I'm aware of it, I'm just going to keep on rolling with those things. Meanwhile, though, we do actually have a really solid offensive there out of Numlocked. I mean, 2 minutes 30 or about 2 minutes 26, just to be sort of pernickety and precise. It might have been a little bit more than that. I think.
Look at what Cypher's on. Look at what Cypher's on.
Oh, is Cypher returning the favor? Actually, this could be to tilt Numlocked. So, for those of you unaware, we've run this tournament twice already. We've been running it every day since Friday. So we had one Friday, one Saturday. We're having the same tournament today. In each of those instances, Vonathil has gone up against Numlocked, and Vonathil's team have always run a Bastion. When Vonathil ran it himself, he basically took 2 points on Dorado with that Bastion and really tilted Numlocked doing it. If Cypher can pull this off, if Cypher can bring out the Bastion and really take care of business, that could put Numlocked on tilt.
It could very well do, or he could also just be a little bit upset and he's like, wow, we just lost to an offensive Bastion. I'm going to show you what it feels like.
You think you're a good Bastion, I'm the better Bastion. I can hold Mouse 1 with the best of them.
It's always fun to see when the pros do jump onto the characters that are known for being particularly trolly or quote-unquote easy to play, because there is some skill and some finesse to playing Bastion, especially against people that understand how to deal with the very vulnerable stationary turret.
But we saw a school of it yesterday coming out from Vonathil, who just had some excellent positioning, bringing out the Bastion to stop an overtime push on a payload. Managed to sort of distract the enemy team, coming in with a Reaper from one side, Bastion coming from the other. He's managed to sneak around, got so much done with that. Cypher now sneaking with the rest of his team. He doesn't want to reveal himself at about 15 seconds, so anyone holding tab will be able to see it. Bastion now jumping around the corner. Can he get the damage on Marine Beef? Do they have anything to do with this? Reaper also using the cover to sort of teleport through. Bastion already gets 1 kill. Cypher picking up the kill on Zarya. That's actually a huge loss there. Zarya so important for the momentum of the fight. That said, Marine Beef is bringing down the hammer, smacking people about and making even more beef on the field. Numlocked also on that McCree doing a lot of damage. Marine Beef has to be so careful, those barriers dropping so low. Everything's going down, but the damage comes out. Numlocked takes down Cypher.
Oh my god, they do get Cypher down, but I was feeling so much for Marine Beef there. I have been that Reinhardt standing there with my shield up, watching the health slowly trickle away while Bastion deals with it, and nobody on my team shoots at the Bastion. But fortunately, Numlocked right at the last minute manages to take out the Bastion before Cypher could get any kills. Sorry, very distracted by the all-chat banter.
By the banter in the all-chat, saying copycat, saying, hey, stop stealing my strategies, come up with your own. That's it, they are sticking with it. Blackjack goes for the charge, gets the flashbang. Easy read there from Numlocked. He's going to bring up the high noon. We know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. He's just going to slam it to the very... No! The Earthshatter goes through. Numlocked gets a triple kill for himself. The Resurrect also just brings him straight back. Takes it now left on his own. He's going to go down in no time at all. Great hold there from Numlocked.
Absolutely fantastic hold there. Absolutely huge high noon, and then he went down, which could have been the end a lot of the times when the pro goes down in these teams. Poor Reaper.
Poor isolated
Reaper just
Reaper.
hiding out at the back, couldn't quite get away with it. As I was saying, a lot of the time when the pro goes down in these games, that means their team is at a severe disadvantage. But Mercy was there. Mercy was there to bring him right back into this, and maybe that is their tactic here. They're going to have a damage boost, Numlock all game long, and as soon as he goes down, they will just pick him back up. This is how a lot of the pros liked to carry those lower ranked solo queue games at the start of the season.
Although they've just eliminated a key piece of that puzzle. Cactus going down to a charge. Marine Beef does get the avenging blow in, but Aloe with the nano boost charging forward. Can he get the death blossom off? Gets 1 kill, gets 2 kill. Cypher picks up a third for himself. Cypher getting 1 more. It's just the poor Zarya left. Zarya, you're surrounded, love. You're going to go down. Boom. There it goes. And they have managed to capture the point, but it was a slow going process. And crucially, they used 2 of their biggest ultimates to do it. No more death blossom going forward and no more nano boost.
That's right. With only 1 minute 40 left on the clock, they have got a lot of work to do. Not only do they need to take this second point, but they need to really stall out Numlocked on the back swing. coming in there with that Reaper boosted, sorry, that nano boosted Reaper. It's just showing why it is so powerful, because without it, they just looked like they weren't able to get through at all.
Exactly, it was such a huge distraction. That said, I've got to say, Cypher, swapping onto Tracer. The Bastion, not quite working, can't quite get the finesse to get that strategy working, perhaps. Numlocked trying to get some damage. Marine Beef, I think, just fell off the map somewhere. Must have just had a little bit of a misstep, but that said, Numlocked keeping his team alive in it. And Faker Gaming doing a good job of sorting on the point. Blackjack getting dangerously low here on the barrier. Graviton Source is caught up. 3 people. Can the damage come through? Yes, here comes Faker Gaming with the Death Blossom. Gets 2 kills for himself. Numlocked picking up 1, and Numlocked holds the point for a little bit longer. And I love that spray so much. It never fails to make me smile.
It is a great spray. It's incredibly creepy at the same time. I mean, I don't know what happened to Marine Beef there, but someone with as fantastic a name as Marine Beef can do no wrong in my eyes.
Maybe he went for a swim in the river.
He might have done. He might have needed to go back to his natural habitat, indeed.
Cypher going around the flank, looking to see if he can find a pick here. This could actually be dangerous as Numlocked stayed up there. No, Cypher's revealed himself. I'm actually surprised he didn't hold on for a little bit longer. Perhaps try and find that bomb. Lucio, you got to be careful, mate. You don't want to drop down there. The bomb could be coming out any second now. Marine Beef gets caught up. There's the Graviton Surge. 4 people are caught in it. Cypher gets himself 3, but the Resurrect brings them all back up. This is absolutely huge. Marine Beef drops a hammer. How many did he catch? Blackjack now on his ass on the point. He's going to go down nice and quickly. This could be it for Numlocked's team to bring about the Death Blossom comes out, but it's instantly stopped by Numlocked. The stun lands. Allo now forced to retreat to the health back. Can he survive? Can he get out? No, he's like trying to re-engage and boom! Headshot. The pumpkin on Reaper's head explodes.
Oh, very, very unfortunate for ALO there. He thought he had the Death Blossom. He thought he was going to be a hero. He saw the Q light up. He pressed Q. But unfortunately, Numlocked was there with a flashbang just to ruin his day. I feel so bad for him.
It just comes out with a nice howdy. Howdy, how you doing,
Howdy.
friend? I'm not even going to try an American accent.
I
I'll
don't
stick
even
with
know
the
why I
puns.
tried. It's offensive. I apologize.
We do see Cypher actually swapping on to the Bastion. However, he's going to be looking to sneak around on that platform. That's it for Numlocked's team. They had like the Winston to distract. This time they were coming in with a Bastion and a Reaper. Here comes Cypher though, swinging away at Numlocked. Numlocked dropping dangerously low. You can't peek a Bastion, although he's getting healed back up. He's actually surviving because of that Mercy healing. And Cypher actually swaps off, so won't be able to kill off Marine Beef. That said, we do have Blackjack as well with that nano boost. So much damage coming out, fires off the hammer. That's it. I can see it's high noon. We know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Numlocked to get rid of that pesky tank player. Reaper running for his dear life. Numlocked has got the better of him in every single one of these duels so far. Reaper wisely backs off, and Numlocked going back to help secure it for his team. Cypher has to be so careful right now. Reaper just chasing down enemy Reaper. Does manage to Wraith form away though. Cypher actually managed to get set up. He's dangerously low at the moment, dropping even lower. He's in tank form, but boom! Just right down the barrel explodes the Bastion.
Did you see that rocket fly right past Numlocked's head? Absolutely so happy we were on the first-person view to catch that and watch him not even flinch, not even take a second to breathe. He was just like, nope, I'm going to put this cursor over your face and pull the trigger.
Did it just, it blew his hat off, I'm sure. He's going to go collect it now and just go and pick it up.
He was just stood there looking badass as always, and just his coat flapping in the winds, hat on the floor, but he's still standing and the tank is in pieces.
Still, Numlocked in a really good position right now. They've got the Resurrect ready, so unless they get that scalpel with Cypher, because I said scalpel, Cypher going onto the Genji, he might be going and trying to find this Mercy. That Mercy res is going to be absolutely huge. She's going to want to stay hidden a little bit more. She's being protected very well though by Numlocked. Numlocked just keeping her alive, and they've got so many resources on his team to just keep this fight going. They're just juking back and forth, and Numlocked already getting an early advantage for his team, getting rid of that Reaper. There's a lot of DPS gone. That said, we also have the the Graviton Surge, on the front line. Lots of damage coming out there. While Cypher has found the Mercy, the rest of his team is dying left, right, and center, and now poor Cypher is just got out on his own. No, he has actually gone down. Numlocked found him and removed the Cyborg Ninja.
Wow, absolutely fantastic play there. We have only got 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the clock now. ALO is a little far ahead of his team here. He might want to wait for them to catch up to him before going in here. Otherwise, he may risk just doing that thing that we know we all hate, that trickling in and just letting yourself die 1v6 and then leaving your team at a severe disadvantage. Yeah,
it looks like he's just going to be staying on those platforms, just sort of walking backwards and maybe trying to get in the mid-ground. Cypher now starting to push forward, just uses the deflectors to get into position though. Numlock's going to start hunting him down. We also have Allo already running in from the side. And Numlocked just getting rid of Cypher during that meantime. It is high noon soon, ladies and gentlemen, as well. But meanwhile, though, his team has just got so many kills. But Mercy comes in with a huge res, picks everyone back up. Sandberry now keeping Numlock's team alive that little bit longer. The red team doing so well. Numlocked doesn't get any value out of that high noon, unfortunately, but still spamming out nice and safely from the high ground, doing so much damage. Reaper coming in. Can Reaper find any kills here, or will he get exploded once more by the McCree? He survives that little bit longer. Wraith forms away to the health. I don't think the health was quite there, and yes, he does get cleaned up by Faker Gaming, his rival on the opposite team, the other Reaper player.
Wow, the real MVP of Numlock's side here is the Mercy. Cypher's team seem to have absolutely no problem getting the kills, using those ults and knocking them down, but Mercy is never there. They need to hunt that Mercy down and make sure that she either goes down with the...
Oh,
my God.
Absolutely beautiful. Just had the perfect setup there. Now he's got the nano boost as well, charging and slicing, dicing. Can he get rid of Mercy? Mercy goes down. Can he get another one? Double, triple kill for him. One more. Can he get clear the entire point, though, is the crucial thing. Yes, Reaper goes down. It looks like he's managed to take the point with 10 seconds left in it. Can Numlocked team reinforce is the big question. If they can get back fast enough, Numlocked has actually managed to get there and just hold it on for that little bit longer. They want to get it to 0, but no, they don't. So it ticks right back up to 1 minute.
Oh my God, Numlocked is going to be kicking himself if he watches the replay of that. Stood there like a statue. He might as well have been in a May Ultimate for all it mattered, because that was the easiest triple headshot ninja dash I have ever seen against a pro player.
Yeah, Cypher must have felt real good about that one. All that hard practice against training bots perhaps paying off. He just stood still and waited for those daggers to come in from the side and then just cut down wonderfully there by Cypher. Just good positioning, good hunting by him, though he knew where Numlocked has been standing. He went out to find him, remove the biggest threat, and then just went in with that wonderful Ana nano boost and just cut down his entire team. Cypher demonstrating why he's so dangerous on that Genji.
Definitely, he is one of the best Genji players in the world, but this time he is going to be playing the Tracer. He is also a very phenomenal Tracer player as well, so we'll see if he can get some work done here. They are, of course, going to be attacking again because they do have the least time left on the clock. And we'll see, do you think Cypher's going to be using that flank on the left where you have to blink over the water, or is he just going to go through the choke with his main team?
I mean, if I was him, I'd definitely be doing it, but that's just because I like being a flash bugger, I'll say, rather than saying what I was actually going to say there. But yeah, I imagine he might, but I also think he's probably just going to stick with his team. He wants to sort of stay in charge of his team as well, give them some direction, and perhaps give them some help and give them some calls as well with his experience, his knowledge. What I really want to see them do is build that gravitational surge fast on Tainted and build the bomb fast on Cypher. Get that explosion going nice and early, because they've got to cap fast and they've got to get a lot done in a very short amount of time. Meanwhile, Numlocked has a huge amount of time to play around with.
Yes, definitely, and they've got the May here for some stalling because they know they don't have to do too much here because they themselves have so much time left on the clock.
And Cypher going in, getting a huge amount of ultimate charge already. Battle is already joined on the point, trying to hunt down this Mercy and trying to get rid of him. He's getting a lot of support from the Zarya as well. Tainted doing a good job here, got rid of the Roadhog nice and early. Good charge gone to Blackjack there. Marine Beef might get a bit isolated. The bomb goes out super early though, but Aloe, he's fighting kill after kill after kill. May, got to be careful of their love. Oh no, Mercy just got cleaned up as well, and this is looking so good for Cypher's team right now. They've taken the first point in real good time, but they've got to get immediately to the second one to keep themselves running.
Yeah, absolutely great Tracer play there from Cypher. He was able to get onto that Mercy and put pressure on her. Although he was not able to kill her, he forced her to stay at the back while the rest of his team just plowed through Numlocked's team with very little healing available to them.
So they do get the 30 seconds to try and get to the next point. That said, Numlock's team just has to hold off for a little bit longer. It's going to be up to Cypher's team to try and get there quickly. And oh no, they teleport onto the moving platform. Numlocked just has the easiest shot in his life. That's the danger when you try and take one of those teleports. That's a huge amount of damage gone there for Cypher's team. A headshot lands, almost explodes Cypher immediately with a headshot plus flashbang. I think that is actually enough damage just to kill her outright. That recall just completely saved her life. 5 seconds left on the clock. They've got to get onto the point right here, right now. And we know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's not time to get on the point. It's Cypher, high noon. 1-2, almost gets 2 kills there, does get rid of the Lucio there. That's a lot of healing gone. Aloe trying to rejoin the fight, but everything is going down on the point, and the kill feed is still all in red. Numlocked finally gets another kill for himself. Blackjack now not long for this world, I imagine. 21 goes down.
Well, unfortunately, they had to trickle onto the point there because it was that or lose. They needed to get the overtime going if they had any chance of doing anything. And with Cypher on a Tracer, there could have been a possibility of he coming in and doing something magical, maybe getting up enough charge for a pulse bomb and then doing something absolutely spectacular. However, that didn't quite happen, and it would have been way out there if it did. So not a lot for Numlock's team to do. They've got 5 minutes and 30 seconds to double cap here, and they will take this first map.
Yeah, Cypher's really got to hope for a full hold, but Numlock's team, they can take their time, they can build all the ultimates they want, they can really just set themselves up nice and easily. It must be a relaxing mood on his team at the moment, because that first Bastion push actually got so much done for them, bringing out the Bastion and doing so much with it. They probably won't bring it out again just because the sort of it wears out, and Cypher's already prepared for it. We can see he's picked the Genji, and I don't think Cypher's Genji is going to allow a Bastion
Cactus
live.
may have other skills. He is there with the Hanzo locked in at the moment. Now, of course, they are the attacking side, so they might not necessarily be bringing this out
Is Cactus the man in every single one of my ranked games who plays nothing but Bastion and Hanzo? He could very well be that man. Hopefully all that practice on the ranked ladder has paid off for him. Maybe he's going to get a number of picks. My good friend ZP does like to say that Hanzo is very feast or famine, and I find that very, very true. It's a good way of describing him. He either gets tons and tons of kills, does huge amounts of work, or he just sort of pings a couple of arrows into a Reinhardt barrier and doesn't do much of anything.
Yeah, and even if he is pinging those arrows into that Reinhardt barrier, it does help, but his DPS against the barrier is much lower compared to many of the other heroes, because of course you cannot headshot a barrier.
Absolutely, this is actually a really solid position for him. Aloe standing a little bit still there. Cypher getting good damage early on, trying to hunt down his brother there as the Shamadas are dueling with each other. Cypher getting the deflect up, doesn't actually get baited out the shot though. Cactus doing a good job so far, gets a good bit of damage there with that arrow, but Cypher's not letting him hold that position.
I imagine it can't be fun being a player on the floor here, just a member of the community playing Hanzo and finding Cypher's Genji coming at you. It's got to be very, very difficult.
He's doing a really good job of surviving so far. He backs down wisely, doesn't engage. Cypher just backs up, lets his team heal him back up, just sort of repositions himself. He's keeping Cypher busy as well. Cypher's been so pinned down. He's actually gone down in the back, tried to hunt down the Hanzo. Foka Gaming came in, protected him, killed him with that rebound. This has given Numlocked team a huge opportunity, and Numlocked on the Zarya doing a lot. Does get charged from the side, does survive a bit long, but Tainted actually takes him down there with a right click. Still, they've been forced back onto the point. The huge amount of damage here coming out of the Zarya. Tainted doing a lot of good work here. Faker Gaming also going to be ready to go fairly soon. 70% here. Alcardis also on that Zenyatta should be ready. Cactus building up very, very quickly. He could be in position to get a real good Dragon Strike arrow here. If he lands one more of these arrows, it could be huge. There it is the Dragon coming out. He looks like he's positioning for it. Where is it? There is the Dragon. Does it get sated? Yes, it gets rid of Reinhardt. That Dragon is sated. The point is being contested. That said, Cypher has drawn the Dragon Blade. He is swinging left, right, and center. Gets stunned down by the sleep darts. I wouldn't be able to do much there. Everyone held on the point. Numlocked, could you do it? Could you just clear this all out on your own? Lucio goes down. It's just the Reaper left. Numlocked, have you done it? Have you taken this first point? Yes, you have. Wow. Holy moly.
Numlocked there showing why he is the pro player. And
yes.
Very, very happy about it with the emote there at the end. Fantastic play out of Numlocked.
He must be doing that gesture that kid is making. Golly gee whiz, mister, I sure did take that point. That's how I imagine that kid sounds. That's all the impressions.
Is that what the
kid
sounds like, or is that what Numlocked sounds like?
That's what Numlocked sounds like. That's in fact exactly what Numlocked sounds like if you're curious. No, he doesn't. He's actually a very...
Wow, we've got a switch up here. We've got a switch up. We've got a Farah from Cactus now, just showing how fast his hero pool is.
And Cactus is going to be running into another counter with Cypher going on to McCree. So Cypher is going to be looking to get those shots on to Cactus. Perhaps that said, a lot of good space in here for Farah to get a lot done, but no, Cypher says no more, none of this nonsense. I'm not losing to Bastion and Hanzo. I'm going to pick you out the sky on that Farah. But Numlocked, during all that time, has actually just managed to take control of the point. Anna goes down. Everyone's also getting caught up in the back in a Graviton Surge. Marine Beast doing a huge amount of work here as well, swinging away for the fences. So the Graviton Surge comes out, but not too many kills so far. That said, they've been slowly ground down, and yes, Cypher's McCree dealing enough damage in combination with Tainted, who has been playing very well so far, I must say, from the show floor, doing a good job just cleaning up that point. That said, 3 minutes left to take this point.
Yeah, 3 minutes is a long time. Although, as we have pointed out time and time again, once you get stuck in here and once you start getting this entrenched, it can be very, very difficult to push into it. And maybe Cypher's McCree is exactly what he needs to be able to provide the damage that his team needs.
Absolutely. That said, Numlocked actually has a good combo available to him. Oh, Shix doing some beautiful sniping there on the Anak. Does get rid of Cactus once more. I was about to say that they have the Barrage combo available to them with Numlocked there on the Zarya. Blackjack goes in there, gets a beautiful charge, and here goes Blackjack swinging for the fences with that nano boost. Now he's just going to defend himself a little bit longer, a bit worried perhaps about having that orb on him. Gets a good Earth Shatter out there, doesn't actually manage to catch anyone. Zarya doing a good job surviving a bit longer, but oh my lord, that sleep dart Lucio, that's a bad sight to wake up to. Hello Reinhardt, how you doing this morning? Oh lord, I'm dead.
Yes, waking up to a rocket hammer on your face is very much the last thing you want on
You go back to sleep pretty quickly, let's put it that way.
That is true. I suppose if you wanted to lie in, then maybe you wouldn't be...
You'd be clonked out, let's put it that way.
Too upset by it, probably not. This hold is looking pretty good for Cypher so far. They're doing well. He held onto a high noon. He had it during that fight, but he didn't use it. And they've got a sound barrier coming into this next fight as well, although unlikely that they will have any other ultimates unless ALL or Tainted goes off here.
Cactus, a man of many talents here, swapping onto the McCree. It is high noon, however. The Sand Barrier is up, and Numlocked just picks him out there. Cactus and Numlocked combining DPS, getting rid of the high noon. It ain't high noon just yet, son. Not at the moment. Marine Beef also doing so much damage here. Faker Gaming coming in with the Death Blossom, does a huge amount with that. Alcada's keeping everyone alive. This might be it. This might be the decisive push they need. Allo goes down. Can Cypher's team get back to the point? He's coming out with a May here. He's trying to get there as quickly as possible. 2 people on the point. He's actually ice blocked off of the point. I believe he's not contesting it at the moment. There he is, but he's going to go down so quickly to those Reaper Hellfire shotguns. Take it now, jumping off the point. It's so near. Right now, Numlocked might be able to push himself to 1-0 up here. Everyone getting knocked back as well. Allo trying to get on the point. Here's the Death Blossom, but he's going to get cut down so quickly. No, he managed to survive. He starts getting kills. Heals up as he consumes those souls. Allo might have done it for his team.
Wow, I think Numlocked there just didn't have the charge to put out the DPS needed to kill that Reaper before the Reaper killed him. Although I am surprised, if I was Numlocked, I would have thought that would have been the Reaper going down as well.
Absolutely, he was trying to cut him down, but once those kills start happening for Reaper, those souls just drift into him, keep him sustained throughout that Death Blossom. He gets another kill, he heals even more, and he just keeps going and going and going. It's absolutely huge. That said, Numlocked has 1 minute to take that final third of the point. If Cypher's team leave it for just about any reason, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Cypher, though, building up nice and quickly on that Mail, has found Numlocked, has frozen Numlocked dropping dangerously low here in the back. And the meeting on the Reinhardts as well. Blackjack scoring 21 and getting rid of Marine Beef once again. Allo doing a good job removing Cactus as well. This could be just what Cypher's team needed as they do hold on for that little bit longer. They force Numlocked team back. Can you escape Mr. Music Man? Can you survive that a little bit longer? Allo actually getting badly out of position, chasing far too long. Goes down. That's a big DPS source that might not be there in time.
Wow, hungry Allo there, desperately wanting to kill the Music Man, so much so that he wraith formed into the enemy, which is not what we want to do.
Oh, what a combo coming out. The Graviton Surge plus Blizzard going to hold everyone in place. The Earth Shadow from Blackjack just lands beautifully, does so much damage. That's in Numlocked getting onto the point. He's got a Graviton Surge, throws it out there. Everyone is low inside it. Everyone's dropping low. Oh my god, that right click was absolutely wonderful, just juking it around the barrier. Numlocked doing so much damage on so little health. He's managed to do it. He's managed to hold it. He is going to go 1-0 up here, ladies and gentlemen, against Cypher.
Wow, absolutely good play there from Shix at the end. He managed to land the sleep on the Reaper ultimate, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. Even whilst Faker Gaming, his name was sleeping, the rest of his team just killed everybody else anyway, and they managed to take the objective to take this first map here on Volskaya, and this means we're going to be moving on to Nepal.
Oh,
almost forgot
man.
for a minute there.
Yeah,
I was like, nice control map. Oh, here we go. Mercy in the game. So, of course,
Cactus.
Hey, Mercy.
The man of so many talents, playing Mercy, keeping his team alive. Look at this positioning. Absolutely wonderful. He's got a Reaper there just wraith forming next to him. It doesn't matter too much. He's done his job here, keeping everyone alive, keeping Numlocked in the fight. Cactus did a really good job, was a big part of why they managed to hold that first point and that second point for so long, and actually managed to sort of secure the game for them. Numlocked there on your screen, looking pretty happy with himself.
That was a cheeky little grin he just had on his face there, saying, I think he's feeling confident. Do you think he can 2-0 this? I mean, the next map coming up is a control map. It is Nepal. It is a map that very much favors the flanker style of play, the Tracers, the Genjis, and even the Reapers, although arguable if he's a flanker these days because he tends to spend most of his time on the front line putting his shotguns in tanks' faces.
There's Cypher giving some communication to his team, helping his team out, no doubt, giving them a little bit of advice here. But with the control map, I imagine the big threat here is just Cypher is going to try and take control of it. These players have come out for a little bit of a fun, relaxing tournament, but you can take the players out of competitive, but you cannot, ladies and gentlemen, take the competitive out of the player. We heard it from Vonethil yesterday, for example, when I spoke to him. He was saying that, yeah, like after losing one map, he really wants to win. He doesn't want to fall behind. He just gets that instinct in him, that winning killer instinct, and he wants to just demolish the enemy team. And then Cypher, being, well, a Genji player, he's going to be no different.
Oh, of course not. Although his Genji play at the start of their defending side, where he desperately wanted to kill that Hanzo, I think it was a matter of pride. I think it was a fact that I am a professional Genji player, easily one of the top 5 in the world, possibly top 3 in the world Genji players here, and you are not going to play Hanzo into me and survive for long. But Cactus stayed alive.
Yeah, well, it's kind of what happens if you try and dive onto a Cactus. I imagine it's a little bit unenjoyable there. Cypher screen, we're looking over his shoulder at the moment. It looks like he's got Tracer picked there. I imagine he's going to really want to try and take over this game. He's going to probably want to link up with the Zarya as well, get those bomb combos going off in a big way. That said, Cypher generates these ultimates so fast, they could basically afford to throw one bomb and then save one bomb while the Zarya sort of catches up to his damage output.
That is very true. I often do that as Tracer. You tend to build up a bomb up pretty quick, especially at the start of the fight, as you tend to be poking a little bit, and you've got those nice big easy tanks to shoot at. You can get that ultimate very, very quickly, and if you get lucky with one, you can tend to delete a Roadhog from the game pretty quickly, and it does surprise them, and then you can build one up again, ready for that Graviton surge.
So here we go as we do start to load into Nepal. I'm very interested to see what Numlocked team is running. Numlocked taking up the mantle of Zarya once more. He's very solid on that hero. I imagine it's probably his second or third most played. In fact, when he does opt to move off of that Reinhardt, for example. That said, Cypher exploding out of the gates here, using all 3 blinks to get to the point aggressively. He just wants to take over this game in a huge fashion. That said, he's got to be careful. Alcaldis is actually on the Zenyatta. Zenyatta causes huge problems if he can actually duel with his Tracer. He's going to try and isolate around the back line, but no! Faker Gaming blows his head off. There's just no chance for Cypher to come back from that. Good lord, this is a huge edge right now for Numlock's team.
Well, good play from Cypher, baiting out that flashbang and managed to come back round the team, but Faker Gaming says, no, I don't need my flashbang. I'll just shoot you in the face, love.
Yeah, and this is Cactus now going for the man of many talents, picking up the Reaper now. He's got the golden Reaper guns and just killing absolutely everybody with them. Numlocked and Cactus combining their DPS, killing everything as they advance forward. Take the point, keep calm, and reap on.
Is there any hero this man doesn't play? We've seen so many out of him already, and he has golden guns for Reaper, which I think is a bit of an indication that this could be one of his favorites.
Exactly, and it's a real good pick here. Although I'm surprised they're not running an Ana with it. Clearly, Alcaldis is feeling more comfortable on the Zenyatta. But honestly, I do like this pick here. If you aren't comfortable on Ana, you don't want to try and force it too much. You don't want to sort of try and, I don't know, try and play a hero that you're not familiar with, especially in a high-pressure situation. That said, Aloe going down nice and early there in the fight. This is looking, again, super good for Numlock's team. Cypher is the only one who's really left in the fight, and I think he's just run away. That's wisdom right there. You don't want to try and engage here 1 versus 6.
Yeah, he definitely needs to back out. He's really struggling to find an angle to get in. Faker Gaming just making sure that that Cypher is not able to get into his team's back lines, because he knows that his team are able to deal with the rest of Cypher's team as long as he can protect them from that pesky Tracer.
Numlocked here with a nice and early advantage, as well has a huge amount of ultimates charge up for his team. We see the Winston with the primal raise, but he's got a Discord orb on him. He's just going to be a battery for the rest of Numlock's team. Faker Gaming brings out the High Noon, blows up that poor Gorilla, does manage to take him down. Tainted also following suit very soon with the combined DPS of Cactus and Faker Gaming here, and of course that important Discord orb from Alcaldis.
Wow, this is becoming quite a bit of a bloodbath. We did wonder if this was a map type that was going to favour Cypher's playstyle, but it doesn't seem to be that they can get any kind of edge here on this first map of Nepal.
Absolutely, and it's actually very, very difficult for him to actually start coming back into this. I think Numlocked has done very well in getting a big edge on this team. He's managed to sort of, he's managed to land himself a real good team here in the random draft. That said, we have ultimates coming in, but the Transcendence is going to keep them alive that little bit longer. Wow, Cypher is just on the floor right in front of them. It couldn't be more beautifully set up there for his team. Marine Beaver landing a beautiful Earth Shadow there and knocking everyone to the ground.
Wow, they seem to be trying to do the same thing over and over again here, trying to push into it, but they just can't get it done, and it is going to go a 99-0, very decisive for Numlock's team here.
Absolutely, Numlock's team looking ready and raring to go, and looking real solid right here. We thought the Cypher would perhaps have a big advantage here, but he went down so early to Faker Gaming, let Numlocked get that control of the first point nice and fast, and managed to take over, and managed to get that ultimate advantage, managed to keep it going as well, and Cypher just couldn't find a way in.
No, there was no way, and this time he's switching on to the Genji, which does stand a little bit of a better chance against the McCree, although still not the best. Is Shix actually going to be keeping with this Symmetra? Is he trolling his team? Is he upset with the amount that they're losing by?
I know exactly what he's doing. He's putting the basketballs into the hoop using Symmetra. That's cheating. That doesn't count. No one's impressed. You've got to just hit it in from the table, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to use that melee hit to bounce them around. No, Cypher going back onto the Genji. This is really what I want to see out of him. If Shix can get that ultimate built up nice and fast, Cypher could have a real big advantage going forward. We also see the Monkey, though, coming out from Blackjack, dives right into the front line, but Numlock's going to be looking for Cypher, especially isolating him out. That Gorilla is dropping dangerously low. He's advancing forward, but Cactus actually taking a lot of damage as well. Gets exploded by a right-click. Alcaldis doing good damage here, and it looks like Cypher's team might just have the edge.
They do. Numlock's team are all looking very low, as well as losing a few, though. But it looks like we're pretty even as they actually move towards the objective.
Yeah, the big thing to try and stop right now is the Juggernaut. It is Numlocked. He's on 80% charge on that Zarya particle cannon. He's just dropping down a little bit, but he's going to be able to advance on the point and take it. During all of this fighting, no one was actually contesting and taking the point, so Numlock's team secure it first. That's a huge advantage for them. That said, Cypher on 90% charge at the moment. He's going to be a big deciding factor in the coming battle.
Definitely. Faker Gaming playing absolutely out of his mind, both in the previous game and this one. He is getting kills left, right, and center. I mean, if you're Cypher right now, what do you think you're going to be doing?
He's going to be hoping that his Ana can build up that ultimate nice and fast. He's also going to be looking for any isolated targets here. Tries to get some damage onto Six. Draws a Dragon Blade nice and early. He knows Cactus is low. Gets the slash. Gets the dash. Follow up. Instantly blowing him up there. Hello, Zenyatta. No, Zenyatta's getting knocked around by the Winston. The anti-synergy happens there. Zenyatta gets knocked away. Numlocked comes in from behind. Gets a fast kill there. Numlocked now shelling out so much damage onto the point. Graviton Sights comes out. Gets 3 people up. Numlocked just cuts everyone down with a quadra kill.
I feel like Numlocked just killed absolutely everyone there. Was there anything the attacking side could have done in that push? They used all of the ultimates they had available. They're coming back into this with only a sound barrier and possibly a Graviton Surge when it's available, and a Nano Boost as well. Wow, did Shix go down very early in that fight? I feel like he hasn't gained much charge.
He hasn't managed to do too much here for a little while. He's managed to build up this ultimate charge, though, and even without Dragon Blade, a Nano Boosted Genji of Cypher's caliber could still do a lot. And as long as he doesn't have a primal raise, Winston knocking everything about, he could still be fine. That said, Aloe does actually get the Nano Boost here, does start charging in, has managed to make it to the back line, getting a lot of damage on Numlocked, but Sound Barrier comes out, keeps Numlocked alive. Numlocked has no problem cutting down the Reaper, and Numlocked doing so much damage, gets rid of Cypher as well. Numlocked is doing such great job on this area, and meanwhile the rest of his team is cleaning up. It's no problem for him. 59% to 40%. Cypher's team did manage to flip the point, it seems.
Wow, I guess they just snuck it out from under them. I didn't see that happen either. I was too busy looking at the Genji versus Zarya matchup. It was so close. Cypher did almost manage to take down the Zarya, which quite frankly would have been a bit of an upset. That is not a matchup that you expect the Genji to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Zarya absolutely terrifying, and once he starts snowballing, it's really difficult to deal with. Yeah, and Numlocked actually looking real strong right now. He's almost got an ultimate ready to go. That said, a lot of his team is dropping dangerously low, but it doesn't matter too much. There's no confirmed kills at the moment, but Cypher, I believe, has drawn the Dragon Blade, but he's got a Discord orb on him. He's got to be careful. Gets rid of Numlocked. Caught up in front of Faker Gaming. This has gone badly for him before, but the rest of his team is there to help him survive a little bit longer. Lucio now juking back and forth. He's going to run it into Cactus. Cactus, I believe, not going to be doing too much here. Everyone goes down. Cypher's team has taken the point, but it's so late in the game.
It's so late in the game. All they have to do is lose one more fight, and they will lose this point and move on to the next round, and possibly at a risk of getting 3-0'd on this Nepal and getting knocked out of the tournament. Not a good way to go out. However, Cypher finally showing us there his Genji skills and using them to help his team.
And the important thing here is that Numlocked is going to be ready to grab up any sign of vulnerability here with the Graviton Sights. He's going to be hunting for that first group. We see Alcadis bringing out the Transcendence, keeping everyone alive. I hear it's high noon, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Does he find any kills with it? I think he got a lot of damage out there, and it's given time for Numlocked to start doing damage. But meanwhile, Aloe comes in with the Death Blossom, who does so much damage for Cypher to start cleaning up here. Cypher now dueling back and forth. Numlocked staying alive wise. He's going to hope his shields can start to regenerate. He wants to take this point as well, but might be trying to get out of there now. He does sort of use that particle cannon to just keep flashing out damage. Aloe dropping dangerously low, does go down to Numlocked. Numlocked, man, can you escape? No, he's cut down out of the air by Cypher.
No, he couldn't. I don't think he had much chance of getting away there in the end. He was pretty close to a health pack, but not close enough that I really feel like he could have got there, quite frankly. He does have a Dragon Blade now ready for this next assault, along with the Nano Boost, so we could see that fantastic combo.
And here it comes. It's been drawn, ladies and gentlemen. The blade is unsheathed. He hasn't got any kills just yet, though. The sound barrier keeping Faker Gaming alive that little bit longer. Faker Gaming actually still alive. He nuzzled up to the Zenyatta while putting away his sword to give him a bit of a cuddle. Still no great results here for Cypher at the moment. His team is starting to go down. Cactus eking out a small advantage so far as you have Numlocked rolling onto the point and still on low charge, but it's going to be a huge ask for Cypher to be able to take this back. But you've got to try and take it back, man. The point has flipped. It's ticking up to Numlock's side. He's going to be on 99%. He's just dueling one or two more people. Can Cypher even get here in time? No, he can't. Everyone went down just at the wrong moment.
Unfortunately, very unfortunate for Cypher there. They almost pulled it back. I think they went up to 94% before it got flipped back. So it was a little bit closer than that first round, which is going to help them build their confidence back up just a little bit. And of course, if they're ever feeling a little bit down, as Cypher showed there, you can always hug an Omnic to make you feel a little bit loved.
I don't know about you, I'm a Brit, and according to Torbjorn, the Brits have their heads on straight. With Omnic rights, pa. Who cares about the Omnics?
We're supposed to be
exactly. We're a bit, controversial, shall we say.
Peace and tranquility seems like such a nice
He's
guy.
a robot. How can you trust a robot? Who knows? There could be a switch on the back of his head and he could turn into a monster. Have you seen how fast that man kills people? It's absolutely terrifying.
That is true. Peace and harmony and smashing as much as he can out
Orbs
of people.
of destruction, they're called his left clicks. But meanwhile, Cypher has actually moved off the Genji, going onto the Tracer. There's a lot of space for Tracer to juke in and out of here, but I do like Genji on this map as well. There's a lot of sort of narrow corridors that you can just dash down, get a lot done with that. But I'm going to trust in Cypher's judgment way more than I trust in mine, so definitely got to be favouring his choice here. That said, a lot of damage coming out already. Cactus dangerously low somewhere. Has to be careful he doesn't get killed. There we go. Tainted just picks him up. No problem there. That's a Numlocked starting to spam out damage. Aloe trying to drift in forward. Might be caught a little bit out of position here. Got to be a bit careful as the fight does go on. Alcad is actually getting a good kill on Blackjack as well. Numlock's team starting to beat out the edge here. Faker Gaming starting to get a kill for himself as well. And it looks like, yes, Numlock's team secures the point, and that makes it so hard here on the Sanctum for Cypher to come back in.
Definitely, and if he's got that Graviton Surge ready to go, and of course they're going to be pushing through this little choke. There's something they've got to be aware of, otherwise they're going to get absolutely exploded when they push in here. Cypher
and here it comes,
through.
5 people caught in it. Numlock's just holding down the left mouse button, killing everyone. The rest of his team contributing DPS. Cypher threw a bomb, doesn't manage to kill anything, does take out Alcadis, I believe, with the pulse pistols, but there's just nothing else for him to do here. It's just Shix left alive, and Shix alone not going to do too much here.
Missing the pulse bomb there on Zarya has got to be a little bit upsetting for Cypher. But I still think they've got something in it. He's switched on to the Genji, and let's see if he can make this work this time.
He's really got to set up that snowball, really got to start getting a lot of kills very quickly. Numlock dropping to half hit points, but Sound Barrier just keeping them alive that little bit longer. Some good headshots coming out of Cypher at the moment. He's trying to get rid of this Lucio and combine damage with the Zarya. Zarya not quite finding the kill here. He's still not managed to get anything. Numlock's actually surviving in this little corner spot. He's what a nice position there. Does manage to right-click himself back into position. Does kill off Cypher as well with the right-click of his own. Jumps back onto the point over the death pit and has been slapped on the point, but he doesn't need to be up at the moment because it's just a Winston and everyone else is killing it.
Wow, Cypher there running into a full charge Zarya like he just didn't care, and then Numlocked showed him exactly why you don't do that. But look at the cheeky little ALO here.
Yeah, he's managed to sneak behind the lines with Numlocked, unfortunately not noticing him. You've got to check your corners, guys. It's a very important skill here, especially with Reaper on the map. Can Reaper find the kills? And Cactus actually doing the same thing, but that said, Cypher has drawn the Dragon Blade. He's trying to get rid of this Lucio. Lucio being protected so well, uses the boot back, survives even longer. That said, Blackjack goes in for the finish off, but Cypher not getting what he wants out of these Dragon Blades at all. Numlock's team is doing such a good job of protecting the people that need to be protected. Again, that McCree's on no hit points at all, gets protected. Finally, Cypher cuts him down with a melee kill here. Cypher doing such a good job for his team. Can he clean up the rest of him? Marine Beef, swing for the fences, man. You've got to kill. This guy's being healed up, though, by the Zenyatta Orb. The point still hasn't flipped. It's on 95%, and it might just be able to flip it now, but good lord, it's a huge ask for Cypher's team to take it back.
Well, once again, right at the last possible second, Cypher's team have managed to flip the point in their favor, and I would like to just say very, very good patience and control there from Cactus when he was running away from that Cypher. I would have been so tempted to press that Death Blossom that he still has available and completely waste it, but he manages to hold on to it to use it for something bigger and better going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And Marine Beef has been so on point with the hammers so far, but that said, everyone swept up into the Graviton stage. Blackjack and Cypher combining DPS to kill everyone. Cactus gets a double kill for himself with the Q, so fired it off that time, but it's too little too late, and Cypher's team buying themselves even more crucial time, but they used a huge amount there. They used Graviton Surge, they used the Dragon Blade, and they used the Nano Boost as well.
They did, and they have not got too much coming back up. Blackjack should get a Primal Rage during this fight, but I think that's all he's going to see, apart from maybe a late Sound Barrier.
Absolutely. And that's it. They've got to be careful also they don't let Numlock's team come too far in. Faker Gaming's ready to go with a High Noon. This is actually a really dangerous position to High Noon from as well, as he has such a big view. Faker Gaming gets himself a double kill with that. Huge value coming out for Faker Gaming here. Meanwhile, Numlocked dealing with ALO. Alcaldis actually runs in front, needs a Reaper shotgun, mate. That's very bold as the Zenyatta, but still survives thanks to the Sound Barrier coming out from the rest of his team. Again, Numlock's team just seems to have that little bit of extra synergy bringing them to the victory here. Graviton Surge just scoops everyone back up. It's just ALO left on the point. Boom! There it goes. Now we're in overtime. Can they just keep it going? A Winston on the point. Can he knock anyone off? He's managed to get rid of the Zenyatta. Can he get anyone else? He's managed to buy a lot of space for himself, but no! Faker Gaming cuts him down from that sneaky little position on the other side of the pillar.
Oh, Cypher comes in just at the end for another cheeky extension of the overtime, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and this is going to be the end of the game.
Faker Gaming having a little bit of a sit down as well on the other side of the pillar. Numlock's team doing an amazing job there, taking it 3-0. Looked a little bit one-sided there. Maybe Numlocked got a little bit lucky, got the better team as a result. Cypher did play a very good game. Tainted as well on Cypher's team, also doing so well here. But Numlocked getting a beautiful Earthshatter here. Graviton Surge, sorry. The rest of his team also just combining DPS. You can see Alcaldis over the kill feed. Faker Gaming on the kill feed. They're all shelling in all the damage where it needs to be. And then boom, cutting down Cypher, doing so good on that Zarya.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, a little bit one-sided there. Numlocked clearly with the advantage in the players on his side, but I'm sure they all had a lot of fun. In fact, look at Cypher. Maybe he's taken it a little bit to heart, but I'm sure once he gets down off that stage, he'll be all smiles once again. He's generally a pretty happy fella.
He's been a really relaxed guy to hang around with. All the pros so far have been absolutely wonderful to talk to and to interact with. They've all been very friendly people. They're all great guys as well. Numlocked, though, will advance into our semi-final. I believe he might be going up against Vonethil once more, which has not been a good matchup for him so far.
No, has he been knocked out by Vonethil both days?
Absolutely. So it's not the greatest matchup for him. If it is that same matchup, I imagine Vonethil's going to be looking to tilt him off the planet once more. Maybe bring out the bashing strat once again. I really, really hope so, because I love seeing pros bring out a little bit cheesy plays, shall we say. So there will be a winner's interview and a loser's interview actually on the stage, as well as this is a light-hearted tournament. But unfortunately, we can't bring you that. It is primarily in Italian as well. We are the second language stream here from the Lucca Comics and Gaming Convention at the ESL Cathedral, right in a literal church. It is the Church of Overwatch. Don't worry about us being smoked, however, as it is primarily now used for events such as this one.
Yes, if you're looking for smiting, I believe that game is made by High Res Studios and not Blizzard.
Oof. Oh,